everybody. How are you today? It is Demetri K. I'm a rapper now, y'all. Thank you to those on Facebook Live, our True Blue audience, those on YouTube who eventually see this video, and those on the podcast, all two of you. And also to Donovan's audience, he is also live. And so I'd like to say a special thank you to Donovan, who always makes it more than me just sitting in the room talking to you guys. He's going to produce the video.
House shoes.
No clothes on.
Right.
I had, Lord. No pants on, but that's still bad, you know. And so, yes, always thank you. And so, again, thank you to everybody. As always, it is our goal to promote love, knowledge, and understanding of the things that go on in the Black community to make us a better race and everything in between, right? All right. And so I wanted to wait. Okay, I see a couple people coming on. Hey, Al.
Oh, man.
Get the NBA playoffs. Demetri is on. All right, now.
Prepare that joke of the day.
Right. All right. And so yesterday, I put out a call on my Facebook page, asked you guys, what did you want to talk about today? Because there's always a lot of stuff going on. I didn't really know where to go to narrow it down. I'm still working on some things in the future that we're going to do. And so you guys are, once again, you delivered. And so I say thank you. Now, the first topic we are going to discuss actually comes from Shantae Gonzalez, and we affectionately know her as Kay.
Wait, Shantae Gonzalez? That sounds like a black Mexican chick.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. I never heard some Hispanics naming their children
Shantae Gonzalez. Well, we call her Tay.
Tay. That's
all right.
That's my girl, Tay.
And this has been a huge trending topic, and so she wants to talk about the young black boy who was shot at while asking, or after asking for directions. Hey, Quentin, after he was asked for directions, what had happened was he was on restriction, so his mom took his cell phone. I guess he got off of the bus, or he was trying to catch the bus. I can't really tell which one he was trying to. Anyway, he was lost. And so what he did was he went and knocked on the door. He saw a sticker on the door that said, neighborhood watch. And so most people feel like, okay, that's probably a pretty safe and friendly, way to go about things. So the boy is 14. He knocks on the door.
Ask Trayvon Martin.
Right. Well, he was just walking.
Yeah, but the guy was neighborhood watch.
True. He was the captain or something crazy. Yeah. So anyway, the 14-year-old little boy, he knocks on the door, and immediately, I guess he heard a lady. It's a white lady. It's a white family. She's screaming, saying, "Oh my God, why are you trying to rob us? Why did you pick this house? Why are you people doing this to us? Why are you people, all this you people stuff?" And she's screaming and she's yelling. And so the little boy is trying to explain to her, "I'm not trying to rob you. I'm just lost. I'm looking for direction. I'm trying to get help." And as he's trying to, explain this to the lady, he sees her husband darting down the stairs with a gun in his hand. And so the little boy takes off. Like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. And so the man shot at him, but he missed. And his mother later found out the only reason why her son is alive today is because the safety, I guess, was still on the gun. It jammed or whatever the case was. And so he wasn't able, he being the man who shot him, wasn't able to get the shot off in time enough to hit the little boy. And so from that point, the little boy said he ran and he hid and he cried. I was scared. I'm asking for directions. This man is trying to kill me. Mm-hmm. So they arrest him. He got a $50,000 bond. I don't know if he's bonded out yet. He's an ex-fireman, so more than likely he did. And he can't go within a 10-mile radius of the neighborhood. So that bars him from going to his house and being with his family because the little boy obviously lives close within a 10-mile range. And so it was also learned that the man had a prior gun conviction. I don't know what it was exactly. I don't know if he shot at somebody else. It was another gun conviction nevertheless. And so the thing that helped get him arrested is they looked at his, like nowadays people have these doorbells. Donovan, you have one.
Yes.
That if you ring on the doorbell, it'll take a video. No.
Okay.
It'll take a video and pictures of you. And so they were able to use that as evidence and saying, okay, well, as what we see, the little boy was just asking for directions, and then your wife went ballistics, and so did you. And so that's how they were able to charge him. And so there it is. And so to me, I mean, I get it. And I think we all get it. And I'm going to get to you guys' comments in just a second, but we get it. But it's like, I think we need to realize, and this happened in Oakland. This is, California, Northern California. Damn. But we need to realize, I think.
That's right.
I'm just a little confused that the little boy, he looked like little boy. He didn't look menacing or any of that kind of stuff. The first thing that comes to your mind is, I'm going to shoot this little kid. And not only that, he wasn't still standing at the door posing a threat. He was running. So not only going to shoot him, but you're going to shoot him in his back. And so what that needs to say to us is, there's a lot of people out there, especially a lot of white supremacists, who suffer from the idea, the false idea of white supremacy, is that little Negro, his life don't mean nothing to me. Here is my chance to finally get me one. There is no doubt in my mind, I don't care what nobody says, I will go to the grave with this ideology about this situation, is that man had it in his mind, this is my opportunity to finally get me a nigger. Because we've all been on Facebook or any of the other social media sites, and we read the comments from these people, and they'll say, stuff like, oh, well, if he would have showed up at my door, I wouldn't have hesitated. I wouldn't have hesitated to shoot him. I would have did this, that, and the other to him. Or we don't know exactly what he did. And the man is even saying, well, there's more to the story. You guys just don't know. I had a reason for doing what I did. It's like, really, dude? He had no gun. He had no weapon. This is a 14-year-old child. Those things are proven. And you're still going to double down on the fact that you were within your rights to shoot this little boy, potentially shoot this little boy in his back as he's running. Now, as far as I know, in California, that's a crime to do that, right? You can't shoot a person in their back.
Well, it's actually a crime everywhere when you're shooting a person.
Some places it's actually not. I guess it is. I can't remember. It happened not too long ago.
Well, what we're saying, when it comes to gunplay, it's not very honorable to shoot somebody in the back because, number one, the person is running away from you,
right?
Which means
no threat.
Right, there's no threat at that point.
So it's like, again, in my mind, he was like, "This is my opportunity," and then I want to try to get into the mind of this white woman. Okay. To me, what that says is your man ain't shit. You in a household man, and if that did happen, that you can do something, he'll do something about it, call the police, but you doing all this howling and screaming. I mean, what did you really think this little boy was going to do to you behind your closed doors? And I'm on rare form today, y'all. Excuse me, but because this kind of stuff makes me mad because I can only imagine this white woman's probably like, oh my God, I'm so precious. This little niglet is coming to do something to me. I mean, why else would you be doing all of that?
Well, can I intercede here real quick?
I'm sorry, y'all.
No. You're absolutely right to be upset because it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Maybe, it's like Donald Trump.
It's not any different than the Emmett Till situation. We're still here. Oh, my God. He was going to do something to me. Well, what was he going to do to you exactly? Mm-hmm. What was he going to do to you? He
winged me. Oh, he's got to die.
Right. He knocked on my white door. Really? Ugh. And so let me get to it. And Quentin say hello.
Yes,
Tony says,
hello everybody.
Demetra, hey, how you doing, Tony? And Sydney says hello. What's up, fam? And Al says bring the phone up a bit if you know what I mean.
He wants to read that shirt.
I know what you mean.
I sit with Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Could you guys wait till you get home?
I think he's like, I see your hips. I don't want nobody seeing your hips. You can't help but to see them. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
And then he says the story is BS. The little boy was hunted by this white man. Absolutely. He could not wait. He was like, aha. And then you also say, so now our babies can't even ask for directions. Nope, can't ask for directions either because you're probably going to rape me or something. I'm just in my head, I'm a white woman, you're going to rape me.
But look, she had the camera. It's surely
she had the camera
in the house and ripping her clothes off.
Says, there's more to the story.
Yeah, we got to wait till the whole video as usual. You got to wait. You didn't see the whole video.
We don't know what happened before I shot you in your back.
Right. Now, how do we know that this wasn't a young lover of hers? No, I'm just saying, because that's usually in some cases happened too.
And this is the other jacked up part. The other jacked up part is, what if those people didn't have video surveillance on their on their doorbell. What if they did? They would have, and he would have shot that little boy. Yeah. It would have been, this good white man's, who's an ex-fireman. He has some clout in the neighborhood, in the community. This good white man who's an ex-fireman's word against this little boy.
Yep. And guess who's going to win in a situation like that?
The white man who's a fireman, who's, I was protecting my wife's honor. And then Tay also says she was so scared of this little boy. Come on now. You know what though? Let's just play devil's advocate here. I'm going to say that maybe I think her fear was legitimate. But I don't care, we are in 2018, you have to live under a rock to not know what white people have done to black people for the last almost 500 years since our existence in America. And so I would imagine if you're a white person, in the back of your mind, or maybe in the forefront, one day this is going to come back to us, even though, well, it wasn't me, it was my great-great-granddaddy. It's still in the back of your mind, because a lot of, I don't say all, but a lot of white people, they still hold on to the same things that their great ancestors held on to in regards to black people.
I'm going to have to disagree with that, because, we are in the 21st century. That stuff does not happen anymore. Everybody's mixing up. You got black Republicans. You got all kinds of stuff happening on. Ridiculous what you're saying. Civil rights. We had a black president, for Christ's sakes. What more do you guys want?
40 acres in a mule, or 40 acres in a Tesla, and you ought to stop shooting us.
I think you're asking for a little too much.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hey, Secret Guardian, what's happening? He said that's how some so-called white folks are acting today. I love it. I want to know reality, not what I might hope.
Look at Joan, like my Aunt Joan. Hi, Aunt Joan.
Hey, a lot of black people. I mean, she acted like she saw a Martian or something.
Okay. Now, because our young people are dressing a certain way, doing a certain thing. Whenever you see a mass murder type situation, you put the black eye on there. This is happening, that's happening, this happening, that's happening. We got the tattoos on our face. We got all these other things like that. Would you say that we are also not? I'm not saying we deserve to be shot. What I'm saying is that we're also playing into that narrative where they can use that excuse.
No, because I honestly think that we can have a habit on. For those of you guys who don't know anything about the church, that's what nuns wear. We could be dressed in, suits and stuff, and they're still going to feel a certain way about us. I'm not saying that you're making that argument, but I hate that argument. Well, if you would have just dressed like you had some sense, you would have had a suit on and you would have had this on, you would not have been dead. I know for a fact my brother, he's showing here, I'm going to show y'all, Donovan's, he's showing y'all that he has a suit on.
I'm trying to look professional, and so I don't get shot.
I got news for you. He's still a nigga in a suit. Okay, but listen, not my words. I'm just telling you.
Yes, that's the same.
My brother, wears suits all the time, and he'll tell you plenty of times, he's been spread eagle in a 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
Just because he's a black man driving a nice car, just a black man in general. So clothes aren't stop you from getting profiled and getting murdered. All right, and so Sydney says, well, I had a strange white woman knock at my door. They questioned me, and first, hello, my address registered when I called 911 with my name. Are you serious? Are you joking? And then Tay says, I'm so tired of these white women crying wolf because a brown person crossed their path. Yes, but that's just, you just got to believe innately they know what they have done to us all these years. Society tells them you guys are the cream of the crop. You're the most desired woman on the planet, and you might be raped. I mean, hell, we know cocaine used to be legal among a lot of other drugs, but they single-handedly outlawed drugs because they said Chinamen and black men were more virile when it came
aggressive
and aggressive sexually, and wanted white women more. So that's why these drugs were outlawed. And so they've been told their whole lives, everybody wants you, and they'll rape and kill for you.
Which I think is ridiculous to be outlawed, because a lot of these black men are getting white women anyway.
Yeah, right. Okay. But I don't know about raping them.
Yeah, but they're getting them, Right. I mean, it's ridiculous.
And then Secret Guardian says, their women have been getting us killed for a long time. That's my problem with them. Yeah. And it's like, what can you guys do as black men? You can't even, I mean, hell, it might be getting to that. You can't even walk down the street without somebody saying, I was 3 blocks away. I saw him looking at that good white woman, and then he getting strung up by a rope because of something stupid like that. So here we are in 2018 where a little black boy cannot. I mean, I hurt for this little boy because I couldn't imagine somebody trying to take my life only because, and so as a lot of things going in my head, I'm trying to explain to this lady, I'm not trying to do nothing to you. And then I see her husband running down the stairs, he's trying to kill me. I'm running away, and then I'm running and hiding in a bush because I don't know if he's coming after me.
And here's the thing. When you see a black man running in a white neighborhood or just in a neighborhood,
can you imagine?
What is the perception that goes through everybody's head?
Right.
Criminal. He's running from the cops.
Let's round up the posse.
Yeah, it's almost like a dog mentality. Once the one dog runs, turns into prey, they're all...
And then they said there's some people in the neighborhoods like, well, we know Jeffrey's
Tyrone,
the white guy. You know, the white guy, Jeffrey, and he's a good man.
I'm sure he is.
Even after you learn that he shot a shotgun at a child, he's still a good man?
Well... and I say this from a historical fact, and my my background in history and stuff like that. When you have a president that will bomb people that can potentially kill people,
we get into that,
and and think like it's nothing, to make it number one to be a distraction.
We get into
but you're willing to murder people, and Obama did the same thing. I mean, not thing like that. It's not. Nothing new here. I mean, it's in their DNA.
I agree. It's in the DNA, but it's just like, damn, this lady, like my son could have been a hashtag if the safety wasn't on the gun. And then Sydney says, Black Republicans, That's a whole other show.
No, not Republicans. Rob-publicans.
And Al says, my stepdad never stabbed my mom in the back while he was shooting his side piece in the back. Lord have mercy. Billy, you're here. Yay. Woo.
And a quick announcement for those that don't know, I will be out of Facebook jail by 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Well, all right now.
Yes, but I'll probably go right back in.
Pookie's getting out of jail.
That's it.
Got to throw a turn up for you, right?
And a quick announcement, now that everybody's, listening and stuff like that, my good co-host Dee celebrated her 30th birthday yesterday.
Friday.
It was Friday. I'm sorry. Yeah, Friday the 13th.
Y'all want to know what I did?
Yeah.
I went to sleep at 6 o'clock.
Wait, that wasn't you at the casino at the Cardi B jump. No.
I
thought that was you. But yeah, you went to sleep. Yeah, she sure did went to sleep because I texted you and I said, well, don't get arrested.
Out.
But she's 30 and her daughter is 25, so that means you started very young.
It's a miraculous thing that went on there. Ben, what's happening? He said, what's up, D? He said, Emmett Till, 2018.
Yes, absolutely.
Nothing has changed. We're still fighting for the same things our grandparents were fighting for. We're being hunted. You can't tell me different. No, hey, listen, I would not even try to tell you anything differently. We are, I guess maybe but definitely black men are being hunted. I mean, it's just... What else
my friend Yvette went to school with her in Japan.
Hey, Yvette.
She says to protect her son, she says no to hoodies, and she lives down in Florida. So she's doing everything she can do.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, like my brother always says, too. He says, just being a black man in general, you're already a threat. So don't make it worse, by sagging or wearing a hood. White people are already on alert about black men anyway. And so I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to wear what you want to wear, but maybe you can lessen the danger to yourself. I don't know. I mean, we know of men who are wearing suits. And so I just... But yeah, whatever you need to do to stay safe.
I honestly think we need to start purchasing more of the media so we can change the narrative.
And maybe start purchasing some more guns.
Yeah, and that too. Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Byron Allen, all these people that have all this money.
But, again, too, I mean, you're not going to change the perception of somebody who has already deemed you to be bad.
Sure.
They've been taught that black people are bad people from the very beginning.
Sure.
And so Billy said, where y'all at? We are in
Moreno Valley, California.
We're in Moval, otherwise known as Mayberry.
No, not Mayberry.
The middle of nowhere.
Ghetto Valley.
BF Egypt, if you know what I mean.
Warehouse Central.
Right on the outskirts of hell. I'm just playing, y'all. I ain't trying to talk about Donovan City like that.
No, please do. Because you're describing it very, very well. Warehouse City is a very accurate description.
And Sydney says, you're a mess. I agree. And Billy says, Talking about Starbucks, we get into that now, I promise you. And he says, have to walk with a black woman all the time. Well, yeah, what other woman would you want to walk with? And Sydney says, happy birthday again. I had surgery on your birthday. Well, you know what?
How'd you do?
I hope it all worked out for you. You are fixed. You never have to do that again. Ben is laughing at something crazy one of us said.
Yvette says we need to raise up black police officers.
Absolutely. Policing our own neighborhood and our own people who know who we're like. But then sometimes you see some of these cops who are black, like the one we going to talk about in Philadelphia in just a second, is like whose side are you on?
Yeah. Well, in most cases, black cops are worse than white cops, and Ice Cube said that many years ago.
I'm gonna show Massa. I know how to handle Negroes.
Right. Black police showing out for the white cop.
That's right.
Ice Cube will swarm on any motherfucker.
Stand down, gangster. Stand down. Stand down. Not yet. I'll give you the cue when it's time for you to get.
Let me know. I'm ready.
Woo. And then Sydney says a heterosexual black male and cut Tyler Perry. Okay. And then Secret Guy says D is a tenderoni, only 30, and you sound so grown. I know, right? I had all this wisdom, came out the womb just knowing all kind of stuff. You know,
she gets it from her mama.
My fist came out first.
She gets it from her. Sorry.
30. I'm 47, y'all. Who am I kidding?
1947.
Ooh, this fool said 1947. And Ben says, buy more burners and bulletproof vests.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that will help you. I mean, we do have to protect ourselves. I mean, but how is this 14-year-old child going to protect himself? And he's just, knocking on the door for directions. He's trying to get to school, and this man's trying to take his life. And then Al says, the traffic is slow in L.A., but it's definitely fast in Moreno Valley. Hit the yellow light, baby, just a bit. Well,
that's right, because they're closing up Winco Chicken. It closes at about 7 o'clock.
I'm about to say they're closing up Winco Chicken.
7.
I was about to fall out. I already know it, y'all. Our song, what's happening? You say best example of that cop in a movie was the one in Boys in the Hood.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was really good. That was really good.
Yeah, he played that role, didn't he?
Yep. Hi, little man.
Donovan's about to put on his actors.
Yeah, my actor studio thing and let you know.
Right. He's about to turn into the actor studio up in here. And Billy says, black cops, otherwise house niggas, are the worst. Absolutely. And while I don't see any more comments, and if you don't see any more.
I do.
Okay.
That's why, Yvette says, that's why, and she's tuning in all the way from Florida.
Hey.
That's why we need to educate them young and keep them supported with blackness.
Absolutely. I agree 100% of that.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so I'm going to transition to the next topic. All right. So this comes from Tony Shaw, Ed Moore, Troy Wright, and Arson Lucas. Now, the Trump administration has decided to, and then, Donovan's going to give us his expertise on this. I'm just going to give y'all what I know, Okay, so the Trump administration has decided to bomb Syria. The reason for dropping bombs on Syria was due to President al-Assad allegedly using chemical warfare on his own people. 105 missiles were dropped on 3 of Assad's chemical weapons facilities on last Friday. Now, for lack of better words, the USA retaliated, but it's problematic on so many levels, all right? The first one, it's a flat-out lie that Trump cares about the people of Syria. We all know that we've heard this comparison going around about the Flint, Michigan water crisis. They still are drinking poisonous water with lead. It's just the worst. It said it would cost $55 million to fix the situation in Flint, but they spent, over $100 and something million for these bombs, which some people are saying didn't even hit the target or was shot down. I don't know what happened to them, but so here is Trump saying, I care so much about these people in Syria. Oh, my God.
That monster.
But you got people sleeping on the street, and you got people drinking poison water in your own backyard. So that's the first thing. It's a lot.
And for those that aren't really listening to what's going on, Trump quietly signed a executive order to increase the amount of lead in water.
He sure did. So
that's for everybody.
I care about them, but I don't care about you. But that's not really true. And then the other thing is, it's really about oil and trying to get the pipeline that's controlled by Syria to get backed by the U.S. dollar. And so it's that good old, let's destabilize the government for our benefit. That's the tactic that they're using. They really just want control of the resources, as they do everywhere else. They go Libya, you name it. That's the smoke screen. Oh, my God. They're harming their own people, so we need to go over there, even though we harming our own people.
Okay, and does any of this sound familiar to anybody? remember in Iraq in the 1980s, late 80s, and they said, oh, Saddam is killing his own people.
Right.
And then we went to war for unnecessarily, whatever the deal is. And what they don't tell you is who gave Saddam the gas to kill the people.
Us.
As a matter of fact, it was.
It was us.
And then when he did it, what did we do about it? Nothing.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, but, that's what they want everybody to think, especially Trump supporters out there. I don't know if any of you guys are Trump supporters.
I am.
But,
I'm a Trump supporter.
You guys, yeah.
I support any man that is out there buying from porn stars and just doing all kinds of mafia stuff. I mean, that's like Goodfellas stuff. Hey, Trump, you keep doing what you're doing, dog. That's pimp stuff.
And that brings me to the third point, okay? That brings me to the third point.
We do not rehearse this before we come on air.
We're just naturally crazy.
Yes.
Okay, so the third point is it's a distraction. That's one of them. It's a distraction from the whole Russian collusion investigation. As we know, the FBI pretty much sort of kind of roundabout kicked in the door of his lawyer, Cohen. Yeah. I think it was Monday or something like that. Kicked in the door looking for evidence regarding Russia, Stormy Daniels, among other things.
No, I got to correct you right there. They didn't look for Russia.
Well, they probably found some stuff. Right.
In with it.
And a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, and so let's not get it twisted, okay? Trump is sick enough to drop bombs on other people to get the attention off of him. It's like, and back to what I said about the Trump supporters. Oh, gosh, Trump, he's trying to he's doing the decent thing. He's such a good man. He's over there stopping Assad from hurting his own people. It's like, you guys, yes, I'm saying it, you guys are idiots. You're idiots, and you are more than likely white supremacists who back this dude. Right,
and everybody keeps forgetting this. Trump is a lifelong Democrat.
Right, and he just recently switched over. I mean,
he switched over just to win.
And he said he was going to do that. He said he was going to do that. And so that's what's going on in Syria. It's not about, come on. I think you guys already knew that. It's not about he really cares about people. Hell, I was walking at Fairmount Park the other day, and people were marching to end homelessness, and I was irked by that. Because I'm like, I wonder how many of these people out here are Trump supporters, and why are you marching to end homelessness? Isn't there so many other ways we can go about doing it? Right. And then you're marching to end homelessness in a park where the homeless people can't even sleep without getting harassed. So
and the ordinance that are out. And then recently they came out and said that these tax cuts for the rich is going to cost us in excess of $2 billion by 2022.
Right, which is right up the street.
Right, so guess who pays for that? We do.
Right.
My friend Yvette, and by the way, my friend Yvette, all the way in Florida, ex-Marine. So,
hoorah?
So, hoorah.
Hoorah?
Okay, so she's an ex-Marine. We got to give her some props on that. And fine as mom. Fine. The girl
I'll take your word for it.
She says, very good point, Donovan. We gave them the gas because Saddam did what the U.S. wanted. Then they got rid of the evidence. By Saddam, a lot of us that know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and you don't even have to do a whole lot of research. All right, and so let's see. Al says, you're passing all yellow lights so far, the bouncing ball can't keep up. Oh, because you're saying I'm talking too fast. Maybe I should be an auctioneer in my next life.
Well, she's talking really fast because she's very passionate about what she's talking about.
And I talk fast sometimes, y'all, so follow the bouncing ball. Maybe I'll get y'all some subtitles. You'll be like, what did she say? And then Cindy says, it was a distraction to keep us off the Stormy Daniels thing and, Russia. And,
unfortunately, a lot of people are getting the two confused. These are two different investigations.
Things. His lawyer, as you had said, is just, a lifelong family member. Yeah, what is that word you use?
A conciliary.
Yeah, so he's like, the go-to guy.
Yeah, he's the fixer. He's the fixer.
All of that. So he's been, around, so he knows all that stuff. They kicked in the door, the office, the hotel, and his apartment. So there's like, we're going to find something, okay?
Yeah. And unfortunately, they found that the fact that he taped himself in conversations with different clients.
Oh, yeah.
And remember on my show and our show previously, what did I say this is all about? Money laundering. That's what it comes down to. So.
And then Billy says, yes, in Desert Storm, we found our own products over there. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But, no, you didn't. That's this.
But isn't it funny? You didn't
find your own. We didn't find that.
But isn't it funny that if they're working for us, it's not a human rights violation and it's no big deal. But then just like going into Iraq, they've got weapons of mass destruction. We got to go over there. How many weapons of mass destruction did we find?
None.
0.
Right. Well, they're still looking.
Yeah, they're still looking.
Okay, they're somewhere. All right. And then and let me know if you have some more questions over there too. And then so you say, really getting peed on is cool.
Oh my God. Isn't that disgusting?
Well, some people like it.
Well, yeah. No, not me. No. If you pee on me, you better get your hands up. I'm taking you down. Forget that. That is the most disrespectful thing you can do.
Like it.
You know.
And Cindy, you said getting porn stars pregnant. Hey, Abdul, he says I hate troglodytes.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, you can say what you want about Obama. You can say what you want about Bush. Whatever the deal is, the presidency was supposed to be a place where you're a little bit above the fray.
Well, a lot above the fray.
Right.
You're a dignitary.
Right.
Like the
Exactly.
dignitary, you know?
But this guy, all this stuff is coming out because I was a terrible businessman.
Just a terrible dude.
Some of his connections with the mafia. He talks like a mafia person.
Oh, absolutely. And then he even had, what was it, the mooch or whatever.
Yeah, the mooch in there.
Shut the F up, mother.
Yeah. And, for all these people that talk about, these so-called Republicans talk about, they're the party of the family value. I mean, how do you deal with the person that, okay, the guy is 70-something years old.
I got the answer.
And he's screwing a girl that is...
I got the answer.
Okay, what's the answer?
He's white.
Okay, gotcha. But if that was Obama, if Obama had done one of those things...
Like I said, he would have taken
just
an extra piece
one
of chicken off the White House table and been over.
They would have dragged his ass out of the White House, strung him up on a tree for defiling the White House.
Him, Michelle, the kids, the dog, and her mama. Mm-hmm. All right, what we got here? And so Sydney says, and yes, we know we supply Bin Laden, Hussein, Castro, and Assad.
Everything surrounds money. Everything.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Until, it doesn't go our way anymore. And it's like,
well, when a white person loses a lot of money, it's a big thing. I mean, when Wall Street went down, how many white people jumped out the goddamn window? Black folks that didn't even know there was an economic crisis.
White people jumping out the windows.
Yeah, white jumping out the windows.
Arson, you says, okay, question to the co-host. Please bear with me.
Yes.
Because I don't know much about politics. For the sake of argument, why would Donald Trump make a deal to increase the amount of lead in water in water at all? Because the truth of the matter is he is a representation of the U.S., a face of it, which remained hidden under the Obama administration. If we really are, as black people, endangered by his presidency, well, worse comes to worse. What do you think blacks will have to do if they all face a common threat? Did you get that?
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's number one why he would go into a deal about raising the lead. And he did another deal where he let the corporations dump into our water supply. Mm-hmm. So he's done two things. True. It comes down to money because, okay, we live in California. I don't know where this person lives.
Canada.
A lot of companies and corporations have left California because of the EPA regulations that California has, because we put so much fines on them because they're fucking up the environment. So what they did is they leave and they went to Georgia where they'll let them dump and do what they got to do. So there's a financial gain for his corporation and corporation buddies. It all surrounds the money.
All about the money.
So the second part in that, and he doesn't give a damn about people, and I'll tell you why as he's American, but you got to understand in America, nobody gives a shit about being American. They give a shit about the money. Here's a man who was willing to go into deals with Russians. He is willing to be a traitor to make a dollar. That is a significant problem. And that's what we're finding out now. Right. That's why this investigation is ongoing. You don't hear from his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, anymore, do you?
What happened to them?
You don't hear from Ivanka anymore now, do you?
What happened to them?
Well, they're still around, but they're keeping a low profile because the spotlight has been, it's like roaches. When a spotlight shine on, they scramble. Okay? So in America, everything, it all comes down, follow the money.
Follow the money.
Follow the money. That's all I can say in that. So this thing about being American, it isn't about being American. It's about global elitists.
Exactly.
Hillary Clinton's one of them. These people are all the same. And I know people don't want to hear that. But this thing about I'm proud to be an American. No, we have degraded ourselves to come down to the mighty dollar. That's why you have a disparity wealth. Nobody cares about American prestige. If we cared about American prestige, we wouldn't be losing wars. We were in wars that have no end because wars make money.
Absolutely, for their buddies.
Right, and that's what it all comes down to.
Halliburton.
Right, so that's my take on it.
Well, thank you. Very, very enlightening. I learned something.
There you go.
Finally.
That's fine. Yeah, finally. Yeah.
Ben says 45 moving like Tony Soprano. Absolutely. Yeah. We got a gangster.
Exactly.
In the White House. And then Billy said found a firecracker, the only weapon of mass destruction. Is that all?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Lead is a silent killer, and it weakens the body and mind and things considerably. So that was from my friend Yvette. And again, a lot of us know what's going on, but the question I have for people and everybody watching is, what are you doing about it?
Complaining.
Right. You got to get involved and start exposing these politicians that are selling their souls.
That. And 2018 is midterm elections. And so that's how we can do it is, I don't know, it's voting for the lesser of two evils. I mean, I really just being more aware, like you said, of who are we sending to the White House.
Right.
Whether they're black, white, and as we said before, I mean, sometimes the black ones are worse. Yeah, often they are worse.
Absolutely.
And Al says getting peed on is nothing to get pissed off about. He says Trump has tried everything to reverse every EPA regulation Obama created. Yes, indeed.
Right, absolutely.
It says lead keeps people sick. Trump is into big pharma. Absolutely. To keep them sick.
See, and all these people know this.
And then they stopped the fresh water supply there too, or something, or giving water bottles or something.
We
ain't talking about a third world country. We talking about here.
Right. A study has already been made. The plastic bottles that you guys are drinking from, the particulates are coming from the bottle, so the bottles aren't even up to standard.
That's why I try to drink out of glass as much as possible. And Sidney says, no, he is not a person who sounds like a mafia member. All he does is embarrass New York City. He's soft as ever.
Yeah. If you ask the average New Yorker, they know that this guy was a charlatan and a bullshitter.
And that's where Sidney is from. They're not like him. Hey, Jonelle, what's happening? He says, peace. And then, Viva, how you doing? He says, to be honest, I mean no offense when I say this about America is playing catch up on the world stage at this point, especially on the global stage.
Yes.
Well, I mean...
There's no doubt. And here's the problem. What's her name? Viva. Yeah, here's the problem, Viva. 80% of your Americans have never left this country.
True.
They've never left the country. So
going to San Bernardino don't count?
Well, you can go there and compare that to Tijuana. Or something like that. I wasn't even trying to go there. But anyway, what I'm saying is, and because of that, we have an ignorance and we don't control the media. So, I mean, you've got people till this very day that think Africa is full of jungles.
Right, and people walking around talking about some ooga booga.
We had President Bush went to Venezuela. He didn't even know there were black people over there. This was a man of means. So, yes, you're absolutely right. Most Americans that you're going to meet are very ignorant. And that term, ugly American, that is a very true statement.
It's a real term.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. Billy says, we take back the little bit at a time. And he says, just think if we had the black heroes from back in the day and put them in our time. Yes.
They would be killed off.
Like quickly. They were already, right?
Yeah, quickly, but they'll be more efficient this time.
But at some point in time, we got to step up to the plate. We can't keep saying, well, they're going to keep killing us, so we're just going to keep,
Well, what are you doing right now?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
This is exactly what you're doing right now. You're waking up the masses.
I was like, what am I doing? I don't know. I thought it was a trick question.
No. Because like I said, before there was no media where we can go out there and affect.
But even then, though, they even with no media, I mean, we think about somebody like Marcus Garvey, who had no media, no TV, no nothing, and he got 3 million people worldwide to say, all right, I'm with you, brother.
Right.
And then, let's see. Viva, he says, I think that the two-party political system was the beginning of the end of democracy. Imagine having to choose between the lesser of both evils and they both pay their dues to the same higher level, let's see, elite.
Right.
Yeah, it's like you said, what is it? They're still part of the same bird.
Yeah, it's the same party. It's the ruling party.
Two wings of the same bird.
As the same coin.
Right.
That's why when Bernie Sanders came up, notice both parties attack Bernie Sanders.
Right, like to get out of here.
Get out of here. Because when
us.
Because when you have another option, then their bullshit doesn't work.
Right.
And that's where we're at. And America is so far. I mean, you are absolutely right.
Absolutely. And Billy says, no, we need to step up always, no matter what. Absolutely. And with that, And if you see some more comments, I'm going to go on to the next story.
Wait, real quick. My friend Yvette says, I homeschool my children to educate them, and we have started a Black Homeschoolers of Tampa to increase our children's education and support on community boards and raising up legislation, policies, and so on. So I can't reach it to extend Yvette.
I love that, and that's what we need to start doing is teaching our own babies. Take them out of the school system. Yeah. That is not for
Yvette is
them.
very progressive.
Absolutely.
She's a very progressive
woman. We all need to start doing. My daughter is 25. But yeah, if she was younger, I would definitely be homeschooling her and teaching. I always taught her different things, but still. All right, and so let me get to these comments, and I'm going to move on. And then Al says, I know people know their way to San Jose. Dionne Warwick. That's what you said you was looking for a woman that looked like Dionne Warwick. Somebody was.
Yeah.
And then Cindy says, Bernie had no choice. And Billy says, we're going to die one day for something is going to make a difference. Absolutely.
Right. But I want to be the person to decide what I'm going to die of, not the government or anything like, you know what I mean? Don't poison me. Right. And I didn't ask for that.
Well, I think he's talking about, dying for the cause.
Yeah, absolutely. No, power to the people. Absolutely. Yeah. That's why Dee's over here with her big afro. She keeps it real.
I try.
So,
Arson, you said the response of the co-host to the point of Viva La Blue about most Americans never leaving the country makes so much sense. I have been saying it for years. I just wanted to say because me and Seymour, me and Viva La Blue are from Montreal, Canada. That all you guys may not necessarily have to physically leave if we focus on educating our children so that their minds stay open and being very cultured will make a big difference because thinking Africa is a big jungle is terrible in 2018. Ain't that some mess?
Yes.
There's still a lot of people who think that.
Yeah. They think, I can't go there. You got black folks that think, I ain't got nothing in Africa.
I'm going back to Africa. Yeah. Right, exactly.
It's very sad.
They over there walking and riding donkeys or whatever the case is.
And then people are like Nigerians, highly educated. They're one of the most highly educated nations on the earth.
And then so the third story, and I'm going to get to you guys' comments, and we'll continue on with the other stuff. The third one is the story of two real estate brothers who were arrested at Starbucks while waiting for colleagues to show up. This comes from Tay and Brian Dawkins.
Yeah.
The men declined to be, identified, maybe through, for legal purposes and all that other stuff. But anyway, they were waiting for their colleagues who were also in real estate at a Starbucks. Now, they hadn't ordered anything, and the baristas, what they call them, or the employee that works at Starbucks, called the police on them. Police came because, they said they weren't ordering anything. They were just there. Police came, asked them to leave and all this other stuff, and then it got nasty for whatever reason. It didn't look like the brothers weren't doing anything, and they got arrested, taken down to jail, and booked. They were since let go, and the charges were dropped. But, even how white people in the video saying, what are they doing wrong? They're not doing anything that we haven't done. Why are you guys doing this to them? And bye, podcast. See you in a minute. Why are you guys doing this to them? And so now we have this boycott of Starbucks where, people are talking about it. I don't know if they're actually doing it. Unfortunately, ain't doing Starbucks with $5 coffee, so they ain't got to worry about me ever. But, so then the CEO was like, listen, that's not how we get down. We don't do things like that. We believe in inclusion and diversity and all this other stuff.